Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org for more info, or you can always email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Crystal Rivers. We'll be discussing her fantastic book, Secrets Are Out Now: How a Girl Overcomes the World. Available for purchase through Amazon, barnesandnoble.com. But if you guys want to get everything that Crystal has to offer, do yourself a favor and go directly to her personal site, crystalsecretsareoutnow.com. There, not only will you find more information on Crystal herself, you'll find more information on this book, as well as find hyperlinks set up to take you to the purchasing page. So one more time, that's crystalsecretsareoutnow.com. And I will say, Crystal was brought to our network, People of Distinction, today by some of the best movers in the business. Author Reputation Press Publishing. So if you have a book that you'd like moved, do yourself a favor and contact ARP. You can find out more information on them at authorreputationpress.com. And guys, listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Crystal here on the line with us today, because her book we're going to be discussing, it's a memoir. Okay, so the moment you go to her Amazon page, her Barnes & Noble page, or directly through her personal site, crystalsecretsareoutnow.com, and you start to do any research on the book, you'll see, again, it's a memoir, so it's pulled and taken from her direct experiences. Now, the underlying message is something that is so universal, something that connects us all. Never losing hope. I mean, really, that's the easiest way and the clearest way to put it. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a silver lining in every situation. Now, that may not mean it's easy to discover, but at the end of the day, having a book of this magnitude is so timely. A message of that magnitude is so pertinent. And listen, at the end of the day, Crystal is the expert. Okay, she's written the book. She's pulling from her experience. She's going to be able to articulate everything much better than I ever could. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Crystal, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction. Thank you for being a guest. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, listen, Crystal, we're very much looking forward to this, and we're looking forward to the education that we're going to be able to receive from you. Now, I know we have so much information to cover. And because this is a memoir, this first question may start to spill over into the book. And if it does, totally fine. But let's start by articulating to our listening audience a little bit more about yourself, please.
Well, I was born from a mother that didn't want me, and she tried to abort me, but obviously it didn't work for her, and I survived. And it's been a constant battle all through my life to overcome all the things that I had to overcome.
Crystal, I am so sorry to hear that. Now, again, as I stated, your book it's going to have a lot of ups and downs, right? I mean, we're going to be traveling along this journey with you. Now, we've already started to embark upon that journey, and I'm very sorry to hear about those circumstances, of course, that you were brought into. So, Crystal, without further ado, secrets are out now. How a Girl Overcomes the World. Tell us a little bit more about your book, please.
Well, it starts out by me telling everyone about the way I was born, and then I was adopted by very nice German people, which they gave me every material thing imaginable except real love. And I never knew what real love was until later on in life.
Now let's go a little bit more in depth. Crystal, tell us certain stories that you bring up and you highlight in the book that will, of course, give our listening audience a little bit more of a teaser of what to expect.
Well, because I would always say I was looking for love in all the wrong places, and I needed that attention, and to get that attention, I was going out with a lot of guys and getting my attention, and then I ended up having 8 unsuccessful marriages. I married these guys, and the first one I had 3 lovely children by, and that was the best one, was the first one. The other ones, they were like lustful situations where all they wanted to do was get close to me. And they were controlling, abusive. They were abusive to me. They were abusive to my children. So I got out of all those marriages, and then I still wanted more attention, so I became a dancer. And I was a topless dancer and still looking for love in all the wrong places. I would dance at these different clubs and got lots of attention like I wanted. And then one day, back when I was 16, I had a bad incident that 3 men, older men, ended up raping me, and very abusive and violent to me. And I got through that okay, but it gave me a different outlook on how I should be and how I should act. Then I had a good thing happen. Through my dancing, I was able to be in the movie Porky's. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that movie, but that was one of the highlights in my life.
Absolutely. I remember Porky's. I mean, again, it was years ago, but I do remember seeing that movie growing up. That's fantastic. Crystal, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the movie now so I can look for you.
Oh, yeah. I'm the 3rd one from the back.
Now, let's go into the concept of inspiration. I know, again, after hearing your story and listening to your experiences, what were you wanting to accomplish? Why was it important for you to put this book out for the public to be able to partake in?
Because I wanted people to know that no matter what kind of bad things you go through, that there's always hope, and never give up that hope for things to get right one day. And I did all that through getting close to God. He's helped me tremendously, and He's always by my side.
Guys, again, here in the line with Crystal Rivers, we're discussing her fantastic book, Secrets Are Out Now, How a Girl Overcomes the World. Available for purchase through Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, or directly through her personal site, crystalssecretsareoutnow.com. Now, Crystal, the next concept I want to go into is really where you just ended off with the previous answer. You talked about how a big thing for you when it came to overcoming a lot of the adversity in which you faced and you dealt with throughout your life, you started to formulate a relationship with God, and that was really what helped you really reestablish yourself and push through a lot of the tough times and the adversity in which you felt. Now, my question for you is, your book, Secrets Are Out Now, would you consider this to be a book specifically geared for religious readers, or anybody, regardless of religious background or belief, will be able to pick up your book and find value in it?
Everyone can find value in it. I touch on a lot of different situations where maybe certain people will relate to, and not everybody will relate to that one, but somebody else will relate to another one. because I've gone through a lot of crazy things.
Now, follow up to that, given the fact that you are someone that, of course, has faced a lot of adversity and has been able to see and find that light at the end of the tunnel and push through. What words of wisdom would you be able to offer to our listening audience? Anybody that's out there that's listening in that finds themselves also going through a rough patch in life and isn't really sure how to overcome the obstacles in front of them. What words of wisdom would you be able to relay to them, Crystal?
Well, first of all, you have to love yourself before anyone else is going to love you. And you have to have respect for yourself and have the goal of finding the way to do that, whether it's through God. Mostly, I think it's be through God. People have to love themselves first, where I was never taught how to love when I was growing up. And I thought hooking up with different people was love. And then I became close to God, and I found out that that's real love, not physical, spiritual love.
Absolutely. You know, what great words of wisdom. I love that. Listen, guys, it's one of the oldest cliches in the book, right? It's such an old adage, but it rings true. I mean, there's a reason why cliches are cliches, because there's value in them, because they're true. You can't show love to someone else. You can't accept love from other people until you've learned how to love yourself. I mean, there's so much value, there's so much truth in that. But how often do we go through life and go through our day-to-day journeys, and we take that for granted? We don't really acknowledge it in the way that we should. I absolutely love the fact that you brought that up, Crystal. It's such great words of wisdom. Listen, curiosity for myself, as we start to tie up this fantastic interview, what would you say was a highlight for you in writing this book? Or if not a highlight, because I know a lot of the things that you've brought up and you've discussed, they're not very positive things, right? I mean, we're talking about moments in your life that a lot of people wouldn't like to acknowledge, right? And I think taking a second to just acknowledge the bravery that you have and how commendable it is for you to put this up. Because listen, guys, let's call a spade a spade. Sometimes it's hard enough for us to face that mirror ourselves and really see some of the things about ourselves, some of the things about our past that we would choose to forget and we don't want to acknowledge. But then to take it a step further and almost construct a window, in a sense, which is what Crystal just did by putting out this book and allowing everyone else to see into her life, to see into her world. There is so much bravery that it takes to be able to do that I just have to sit back. I have to commend you, Crystal. I mean, that is incredible that you, again, had the wherewithal to know that this could be beneficial to others, but then have the bravery to just want to put it all out there, right? I absolutely love that. I thank you for that. But I know it's not all negative, right? So what would you say was a highlight for you in writing this book? Or if not a highlight, again, maybe something that surprised you that you weren't expecting prior to embarking upon the journey?
Well, the main thing was my children. They were the best things in my life. And now the grandchildren and my great-grandchild. And I was able to sing in the Palm Beach Civic Opera, and I met Beverly Sills, and that was a good thing. And then being able to make that movie, that was another good thing. And just trying to help people. That's my main goal right now, is to help others.
Absolutely. You know, Crystal, as we close out, I know we've covered so much information. Is there anything that we haven't discussed, anything that we haven't touched up on yet that you would really want to make sure that our listening audience is aware of?
The way I found God was one thing. I was raised Catholic. I'm not saying anything negative about any other religion. And I've tried every religion imaginable. And then I found the religion that dives into the Bible and what it says to do and not to do. And that's where I'm at right now, in a religion that only gets into what's in the Bible. That's what keeps me going now.
There you have it. Guys, there you have it. Listen, what I love is we've covered so much information, but we've barely scratched the surface. I mean, there's so many other stories. There's so much more that Crystal has put within the confines of her book, that the only way you're going to be able to receive that information is by heading on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or her personal site, crystalssecretsareoutnow.com, and pick up the book and learn for yourself. So you know what you got to do. Secrets Are Out Now, How a Girl Overcomes the World by Crystal Rivers is the book and the author that brought it to your table. Make sure you head on over there, you pick it up, and you learn from her journey. Some moments may be tougher to swallow than others, but again, the wisdom that will be acquired, the education that you're going to receive is second to none. And always understand, hope is never lost. It may be harder to see, but it's never lost. It's always there. You just have to shift your perception sometimes and get out of your own way to be able to open your eyes to see it. Crystal, this has been such an honor. Thank you once again for being a guest with us today on People of Distinction.
Thank you for the opportunity to be able to voice what needs to be heard.